Alright, guys, welcome to the first episode of The Pit, where we discuss anything we damn well like to. It's basically stuff that we feel is important and relevant at this time. Everybody said hi. Hi. That's Emmett. He doesn't want us.
Kaylee.
And you know me as Trevor.
And I am Devin, and we're going to talk about the New World Order today. Basically, essentially what this is are a bunch of parties, whether it be political or not, well, essentially political, that want to say, make the world and mold it into a better place, one party world, essentially. And I read some stuff about this, and I feel like this party, the secret society, whatever it is trying to mold our government to be part of theirs. I think the first step was President Bush, but we'll get into that later. But right now they've got Obama twisted into what they feel like. I mean, I think there's some validity to that, but I'd like to hear you guys' opinions.
Pass. No, I'm thinking that there's some sort of hierarchy, power ring that rules the world, rules fast food, rules media, that kind of has the control over society and manipulates it to their will. And that's pretty much it.
Okay. How about you there, Kaylee?
I honestly don't really have an opinion. I don't think I really know enough about it to really take a side either way.
I mean, would you think that would be possible? Like, would you think that there would be some world party that says we're going to make this the way we want to?
I'm sure it's possible.
Emmett?
I'd say it's possible, but it might happen one day where it's one solid government or one solid whatever you want to call controlling everything. But I don't see it lasting very long. Like we have nowadays, there's going to be an uprising of some kind. No matter what government, no matter good or bad, there's always a fucking uprising shortly afterward.
Well, yeah, it's something to keep checks and balances.
So I don't think there will ever be one solid world power. But it's more or less like we have now. It's a shit ton of corporations, and it's all just adding up to one. The companies and all that, they're the ones controlling fucking everything.
So it's a financial thing.
Yeah, I mean, governments don't control shit. In the end, it's all the companies backing the government and shit.
It's like this company supports this thing. They pay political parties to.
Exactly.
Yeah, they pay them to say what they want to say, and politics are just mainly like money whores.
No, I think our generation. I think it's happened and tried to happen in other generations, but I think our generation is going to be the one, or maybe the next, our children's generation, where, to be honest, 90% of the people don't pay attention to what's going on, and they have no fucking clue. And I think that's the easiest way to do it. People don't pay attention; they're easily distracted. That's what I think.
Like nothing people that are easily manipulated.
Right.
The whole ignorance is bliss thing, and everybody thinks that you're some sort of crackpot because
we're the ones paying attention.
We're the critical thinkers. We see things as they are, and we interpret it as how we do.
It's like that shit that's going on between Russia and the Ukraine. Most people don't have a fucking clue what's going on. They're too worried about Twitter, Facebook, and all that instead of actually watching the actual news.
Well,
most of our generation now can't even point out where the Ukraine's at.
Exactly. Exactly.
But I think this all started with. Our generation's takeover started with George Bush. I feel like this guy, at first, even though we know him as a dipshit now, yeah, that's right, I'm saying that George Bush is a dipshit. But where's Iraq? I think it started.
I don't even necessarily think it started with George Bush. I think it started with his dad. And his dad was a major influence on Junior.
Well, I think he is a smart person. He did graduate from a high level college and all that. I think that whoever this order is, well, yeah, he probably got help from his dad or something like that.
I
But
was gonna say, well, showing up late at Vietnam. We got a lot of blow. Thank you, Family Guy.
but whatever this financial power or government power is got to him before anybody else could, and just made this guy. He's not dumb. He's just acting dumb, and to take the attention. Hey, look, George Bush is a dumbass, and we're all going to pay attention to that while everything else is going on. I think that's what's happening right now. And then we're having people nowadays like Miley Cyrus, Bieber, I don't know who else has been in the news, that are just taking up so much of this media's attention that they just don't have a clue what's really going on in the world. We're passing bills and stuff like that nobody has a clue about because...
Like the whole Boston bombing thing, and they started passing CISPA.
I've heard of it. I'm not familiar.
Like they passed something while all this shit was going on. Like everybody
Oh,
was
yeah.
focused on it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah. Oh damn! I know what you're talking about.
It was one of those privacy acts,
Yeah.
and they always like change it just a little bit and call it something else, but it's essentially the same thing.
Yeah.
Until eventually it passes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where I stand with it. I mean, anybody else got...
I'm like, are we still on the subject of George Bush or?
Well, George Bush, Obama, if you feel like. I don't care.
Oh, don't get me started
Just
on Obama.
any social media.
Don't get me started.
Go
on
ahead,
Obama.
start venting. Go ahead.
I fucking hate that motherfucker. I mean, he has literally done nothing, period, for this country. I think he's still so focused on, before I say this, how racist are we allowed to go?
You can say whatever you want. I don't care.
Freedom of
There are
speech.
people that flag stuff.
Yeah, they don't like...
You can bleep it out and editing. I don't give a shit. But I think he's still so worked up on pretty much, I'm the first black goddamn president, blah, blah, blah. And he's sitting behind that.
Oh, pulling the race card, but yet
Pretty much. And
that's his only...
Pretty much. And he has literally done nothing whatsoever. His whole cabinet has done nothing whatsoever except make things worse.
Well, here's where I was going to go with this. After everybody was worried about the whole Obama and, George Bush thing, we were tired of this dipshit president, so we were going to hire somebody new. New World Order said we're going to take whatever candidate we can get. We're going to just mold them to... We're just going to mold whoever because we can. It didn't matter if it was McCain or Obama. We were going to do it. They had a little extra pull with it because Obama was first black president, and they knew that the young people were going to vote for him. They didn't want to vote for some old fart that was in Vietnam. So I feel like once they got Obama, it was easy and they could start molding him. And they didn't do it the first year. I thought the first year he actually tried to do something. Then all of a sudden something just changed. And it was just like, what happened to the guy I voted for? What happened to the guy that was going to bring all this change? And then we're stuck with him.
This is why I don't vote.
But that's the thing. If you have a voice,
Well,
I mean, it's tiny and like,
That's-
realistically speaking,
that's the thing, though. They tell you have a voice, but in the end, you don't. Our votes don't go for crap. It all comes down to the people in Congress and all that with their freaking electoral votes.
yeah.
Their electoral votes are like 20 to 1 of our votes.
And to top it all off, the whole deal with us not really having a voice is that I believe it's all of Assad.
Yeah.
It's them making us feel like we have power, like we, the fucking people, and that's not the case.
Not anymore. That's
Yeah.
not... Originally, that was what our country was founded on, but
Yes.
now it's not. They're slowly taking things away. Now, well,
Take my guns.
I think
well, yeah, this.
I think it all went to hell after Vietnam. Once Nixon got in, I think our government slowly started going to hell. That's when
Becoming a little bit more corrupt.
Now I'm gonna hit a sensitive subject, but the Sandy Hook thing, I think this was the play that whoever this was to take firearms away, to start pulling stuff to get firearms away from us, so that way we couldn't defend ourselves from this new world order, this new power, whatever. Because without our weapons, what are we? What are we gonna do? Stand around with signs and shit?
What about that whole
26.
UN thing about the UN coming in and taking all our weapons?
That was all bullshit, I think.
Whoever this power is succeeded with Britain and succeeded with other European countries, because in Britain or the UK or whatever you want to call it, they don't have guns anymore. The police don't even have guns.
That's a little crazy. I don't understand that.
Okay. Now since you brought up the whole Sandy Hook thing.
Now, I'm not saying it's a conspiracy or anything like that. That
I
was
wasn't
just
even
the leverage that they were waiting for.
Yes,
It was
I
a
was
pawn.
not going to dip into that. It was mainly that I have a .22 long rifle, and ever since that day, which was December 14th, 2 years ago, or 1 year ago, 2013, I had just turned 20. I wasn't 21 yet. I wasn't able to buy a pistol. So I was 20, so that was 2 years ago. And I guess it would have been 2012, but that's beside the point. The only reason why I remember that is because it was my birthday, and I'm like, oh, son of a bitch. No,
Yeah.
It was last year because I turned 21, and I was like, oh, how convenient.
Yeah.
I turned 21, and I can't even buy ammunition for the rifle that I just purchased. And it's been like that ever since. Like, it's really fucking difficult to find ammunition. And
Even though
it was also like a build-up with, like, the whole Batman shooting.
The Dark Knight Rises shooting.
Yeah.
In college.
Yeah.
What's the deal with him? Like, what's happened with him? I haven't heard anything about it.
Yeah, funny how that works.
He just disappeared.
And did you also see...
Out of the media's attention,
What
anyway.
about the guy who killed Summer Thompson? He was in Clay County Jail for the longest time, and now I haven't heard a damn thing about it.
Yeah, that was a little bit more local, but I mean, it had a widespread effect.
I know, but still, what happened to him? They never said a word.
Exactly.
Right.
But as far like, I don't know if you guys noticed, but if you ever saw any of the trials with the Joker, the Batman premier shooter, he looked high as balls. He was just like staring off, like nodding, and like he was tripping hard because they were probably drugging him. So he'd keep his mouth shut and keep all the truth to himself, whatever truth that may be. Nobody really found out, and if they did, they didn't say anything.
It's an interesting thought.
You know, and here's the thing. I think they got around to the point, come to find out that there in the United States, there is no way in hell I think they'll ever be able to actually outlaw guns to the people. I don't think they'll ever will. But they found a way around that. Make it to where people can't afford their ammunition to defend themselves. That's why ammunition is so goddamn expensive.
Well, think about it. This is
Price of
This is-
AR-15s jumped too.
Yeah.
this is how I think this works, though. I think whoever this is hypes up the media, says ammunition's going to be hard to find. Guns are going to be hard to find. Buy it now.
NRA.
Right.
Yeah.
NRA could definitely be a party in this in some way, shape, or form. I think that St. Pierre, whatever the fuck his name is, Pierre, whatever the fuck. I don't know his name. Don't quote me. I think he's a part of it. But everybody's saying buy your guns, buy your ammunition now before you can't get them anymore. They're too expensive to where you can't afford. And people are buying every single thing they can so that way nobody else can have it. So that way when
was a double agent.
shit hits the proverbial fan, you're not going to be able to get it. The people can't get what they want now because they hyped up all this fear. And It's not about banning guns anymore. We did it to ourselves because we bought into the crap.
The majority bought into the crap. A select few managed to see it for, once again,
Either
what
that
it
or
was.
we couldn't afford to buy this
Exactly.
shit.
Don't get me wrong. I go to Academy every week and I buy a box of 45s, but
45s are, it's like the even smaller caliber, like 17 HMR. You got
stuff that used
.22.
to be plentiful is now not.
Yes, 500 rounds being like $25.
My 7mm, I think, are like $30 or $35 now for a box of 20.
That's stupid.
But if you
That
want
is
ammunition, you're
ridiculous.
gonna buy it. But no, well, let's
Damn it,
get.
I like large shells.
Of which does that fuel like a higher, like with that fear, with that ridiculous markup, that when you go to buy them, does that fuel the machine that you're trying to fight against?
Yeah, do those profits go to them? And then you're just feeding them more.
Yes.
Well, let's get off the guns thing because that's not necessarily where I had
We're
intended.
in Middleburg and
They took our
hits
goods.
close to home.
They took our guns. We'll get back to the celebrities in the media. I think they're puppets too. I think that they're intended to take our attention away from what's really going on. Ooh, Miley Cyrus stuck her ass out at an older man. Yep,
What I'm talking about?
tunnel vision.
Tunnel vision.
I don't know.
The Illuminati, the Eye of Horus.
Oh yeah, that's where I was going, but I wasn't going to put a name out there. New World Order is what they're also known by.
They're going to come after us now.
Fuck them. I'd like to see them try.
Because we still got our goods.
All of a sudden, SWAT team just around.
Oh shit! This isn't even on YouTube. Not yet. They're already pulling in the driveway.
Don't you know they can access your phone, turn the camera on even if it's turned off?
Nobody reads that license agreement.
But
You said we could do this.
But I didn't really even think about celebrities being puppets until Jonathan Davis from Korn, as you may know him. He pretty much said it outright. He said it outright. He said, they're all puppets. Every single one of them's a puppet. What do you think?
Does that sound like?
Does that
Yeah.
even sound remotely possible?
I think they're puppets and don't even realize it.
Oh, and to top it all off,
The whole Bieber eye thing, that was creepy as shit.
Is that
yeah,
real or is that actually
that was real.
What?
There's multiple. It's the whole shapeshifter thing.
When Justin Bieber got arrested, and when they're taking his picture and shit,
I'll pull up the video.
his eyes changed. He blinked and his eyes changed, and they're like fucking demon eyes. And then he blinked again, then went back.
And then
to
he
normal.
looked. No, he didn't blink. He
turned.
He blinked his eyes twice, but why would he turn down real quick? You know,
Right.
trying to hide his eyes because he realized the
What he
cameras would pick
did.
it up. Yeah.
Justin Bieber is the Antichrist.
No, he's just once again another puppet.
Well,
But
And I'm gonna bring up our last thing really quick about the whole celebrities drawing our attention away from the media. Everybody knows right now who Duck Dynasty is.
Oh my god.
Everything now is Duck Dynasty. And then when don't get me wrong, Duck Dynasty's hilarious. I love those guys. They're from Louisiana, as am I. But when Phil Robertson did the whole gay remarks and being, that's
but I mean, was it even remotely
he's allowed to say his own opinion.
Well, yeah.
That's he wasn't even on the show when he said it. He was at
Right, he was at a church saying whatever they say at church. The media got a hold of this clip that they found and blew it the fuck up, put it on every single news channel they could until our attention was took away, and now they have this. They have what's called the NDAA. It's a bill that was passed that allows measured surveillance for and the use of force and Patriot Act surveillance. It kind of sounded a little gibberish there, but essentially they're allowing people to So she's watching the Justin Bieber thing right now. But they're allowing this surveillance thing to keep an eye on us. Which I already kind of figured there's cameras everywhere. They're watching us now.
I see cameras at every intersection now.
Every intersection, everywhere you walk, there could be a camera right fucking there. We don't know it.
Oh, that's smart.
Call me crazy.
Paranoia. It's okay. Everybody that's
Guilty.
was everybody.
Camera in here trying to see what the fuck
Yep.
spray painting.
Why do you think it's $8?
Oh,
Gotta pay for the camera. No.
Pay for that live stream video.
As somebody is tagging some federal building, it's getting a video of you, what you're doing, and it's scanning your fingerprints right there from the can, uplink the satellite, and they already got your ass.
Holy shit, if they actually.
And then they wait for you at your house and feed you a different bullshit story saying, oh, there was a witness.
Well, I think that's all we really have for this episode. We could go for hours on this.
Yeah.
But I'm Devin.
This is Trevor.
Kaylee.
Emmett.
And we'll see you in the pit.